movie makers and film students. So anyway, right here we got the Jazz DV140. This is going to be a high definition camera. It's got some awesome specifications on this thing. It's got a really good camera angle along with a really wide aperture field. It's got synchronization of shutter frames. I think on here it says it's about 113 megahertz. Along with that, it's got an awesome ISO telephoto exposure lens. Definitely nice to get those really low exposure shots when you're out there in the dark working with some really good camera angles. Camera and the camera breaks. It's not my fault because I put a disclaimer in the video right now. If you use the camera and the camera gives you any kind of issues, I can't answer them in the comments. I would contact the technical support of the camera. I would get the camera. The camera is the camera to help if you have any issues. Sure to the camera, because the camera is the camera. And I think there's a lot of people in the room right now. There's somebody filming me. That would fit into the audience really. It is like, it's really different. It's all varied on the camera size of the aperture. So if you're going to be shooting like 10 gigabytes of MP4, you're going to want to put it into either FX Vegas, Sony Premiere. Today we're going to be looking at a cheaper camera. I don't usually review cheap cameras since I'm more of a professional enthusiast when it comes to my cameras and my lenses and my gear and my microphones. But today we're going to be taking a look at the Jazz DV140. Time I was doing the live Q&A on the Google stream, I told them, if you buy a cheap camera, you're going to have to invest in software. You're going to have to invest in computers, lots of computers. I personally had a Dell for a very long time. Dell's a very good company when it comes to your computer for your video editing software. I tried to install Avast on it. Avast, I think, me personally, I'm a giant fan of Adobe Vegas, Sony's Premiere, and Pro Tools. I bought this camera here. We're looking at the Jazz DV140. This camera's got really crisp high definition, along with a solid state hard drive. It's got lots of, the aperture is super good, especially if you're filming low light action films with fast cars. Another thing too, this software is very important. If you're, personally me, I use a Dell computer. I know a lot of people don't like Dells. I'm a big Dell person myself. I've got a Dell camera. Really good for getting those shots in the dark, especially if we're filming like a race action scene with like a dark car and it's dark outside. It's got a really wide aperture field, especially for the telephoto ISO. Another thing too is with the computer I used to have a Toshiba, but I bought a Dell. A really funny story is, I tried to go to the store to get the Toshiba repaired, and the guy's like, just buy another computer. So I bought a new computer. I ended up getting Dell software installed in my Toshiba. With the Toshiba Phantom right here, you get some really nice stable shots, some really good linear transitions. But now we're gonna go ahead and do the really. So right here we have the Toshiba Ronin. It's a helicopter. It has a camera on it, but I tried to take the camera off, and then I put it back on, and then I don't have a warranty with Toshiba anymore. So we're gonna try the Jazz HDV 720p camera with the. All right, so I just shot shot a movie with an actor.